reversal. And then later in the day, I thought maybe the market would give back a little bit, and I got my timing wrong. Loss. Then I tried to trade UVXY into the close, assuming that it would crash into the close. That was a loss, not a reversal. Nothing in particular. It's just figuring. Just figured it would probably close at the lows of the day, and it didn't. Even though the market rallied into the close, kind of surprised that UVXY didn't work. INSG, we used the Tim Sykes recommendation as a sell. So INSG, we were in from 275 and 3 1/4 and 350. Even bought more at 420 or whatever it was, 450, whatever, or 435, whatever it was. But then I heard that Tim Sykes was recommending it at around 550 or 575. So we took that opportunity to sell it to Tim Sykes. Because again, if you're coming into this stock now and you're pumping it to your people, chances are it was going to be a loss. So we took advantage of that. And when it didn't break 6, we sold most of it. I still own a little bit of it, but why not sell it up 100%, especially if other people are coming in and starting to recommend it. That's always a good time to sell it. But let's talk about this market for a second. It's stunning, shocking, amazing. If you're in the camp that everything needs to be, by the book, if you think the market has to come back and, test lows or whatever you're waiting for, it doesn't always work the way you think it's going to work. But again, that's for you guys that are investing in the market. I'm not an investor. Every investment I've ever made has pretty much sucked, really. Since the Alibaba Diamond Q Square trade, I've pretty much got every trade wrong. And that's something to still have any money to my name, because think about it. After I blew the Alibaba trade, screwed the YEX stuff, almost lost my house on Amarin, then whatever. Bottom line is every stock I've owned pretty much sucked. I've never had that stock where it's gone up and gone up and gone up and gone up and pulled back. Usually the pullbacks become rollovers, disasters, and I give back everything I've ever made, except for Kron. And I got to know, the reason this Kron's moving up so much, and it hit 15 today, is that I never bought more of it. I've been waiting for a pullback to buy more, never did. That's why it's probably going up every single day. So right now, still on the same, just some Kron, some INSG. I bought some HYRE. Got a little HTGM, but what I own is insignificant. The point of the point I want to make here is 92 trades in a row around the earnings reports gap fading reversal strategy that we have. 92 in a row. So again, we've got a guy, finally, he's sworn his allegiance to me, and he's only taking those trades. He hasn't had a losing day this year. So once you do this for 20 years and you want to fuck around, oh, by the way, UGAZ and DGAZ, I love these stocks. I made money on UGAZ every day this week. And again, that's just momentum trading. So I took my UGAZ money and I threw it on some option plays, and I basically threw the money away. But once you get to the point where you can throw money away, you want to put $125 on an option play going into the close, maybe it hits for a 3-bagger or a 4-bagger. Let it be after you've made money on the high-quality trades and the ones that really, really work often. Then if you want to venture out and experiment, what I would do is experiment, and again, this is what I do, just to continuously prove to myself that trading in the afternoon sucks. Anything but a range break reversal around VWAP sucks. If I'm only doing 300 or 400 shares on a typical trade, I'll do 3 shares. No joke. I'll put a 5-share, 20-share trade on just to prove to myself that it doesn't work. And lo and behold, they all fail. So what's good about that is that if they go against me, I'm losing $1, maybe. What am I losing on 20 shares? But it also solidifies the point. Again, I'm teaching while I trade. I just want to make it perfectly clear that there's a time slot where our trades work the best and everything else is not as good. If the odds are in your favor, where you're doing something 90% of the time and 100% of the time that are working, and everything else is 50 at best, 20 later in the day, I say don't bother. Because again, the whole goal and the whole premise here, and I know I like watching the market just in case something happens late in the day. You never know. Friday options expiration. Sometimes you see some crazy stuff and it's fun to watch and stick around for it. And then you get days like this where there's nothing to do at all except lose money. What was my point? Oh, the point. If you can make a living only working 2 hours a day, isn't that what it's really all about? It is. And the hard part is that I run something that people want to be, around all day. Just like what I just said, you want to be around just in case something happens. But really, if you're just getting started, I appreciate you want to be around the whole day. But try to make those 2 hours in the beginning of the day your bread and butter. And then take your size down to a hundredth of what you do to then prove it to yourself. Again, do you know how much money I blew? You know how much money I blew gambling on earnings reports before the reports? The number is probably just beyond anything I can comprehend. Do you know how much money I lost trying to short the market in 2011 and 2012, thinking, oh, we've gone too far too fast? How much money I lost in 2017 doing the same nonsense? So I still fall into the traps because I'm going to, I could afford to fuck around, but that's it. Like today's my last day of doing anything else. I'm going to be that guy to just do what I'm saying. The whole premise of do what I say, not what I do. Luckily, most of the times, my people are not in these loser trades that I'm doing because it's usually when I'm off the air and I'm just bored and I'm like, oh, let me try to pick a top on here and I get smoked on something. All right, let me throw with $100 on an option trade and nobody does it with me anyway. But right now, 5 for 5 so far this earnings season. No, sorry, 7 for 7 now on the earnings reports. And start, from the last reporting season right up to the end of the other one, we are now 92 in a row. And that's something. It's something. It's extraordinary. And I don't know if you guys remember, but the last time I did a live video, I was talking about the UVXY closing at $62.10 on Friday. That was when the stock was at around, 70 or so and gapping up that day. And this UVXY closed at my exact price. That was pretty amazing to me. And I've had some crazy calls. So not my favorite type of trade again. I'd rather trade reversals, and we didn't really have one on UVXY or SVXY today. So Ski Daddy, man. Yeah. I didn't even look at Tesla today. I don't trade stocks. If anything, if I would have traded Tesla, it would have been because it went back up or caught a bid and broke a range. I guess probably why I wasn't looking at it. But really, it was UGAZ. Had some Ameren. UVXY, we actually traded it long once. And then we blew all our money at the end of the day on the puts because it didn't roll over. U.S. Steel was interesting. But yeah, kind of was a shitty day because I took most of the money and I really thought UVXY was going to tank into the close. Like really, not only did I think it was going to be at the lows of the day, I thought we were going to break 55 and possibly even close at 52.50. So I was way off. I had $256 puts and I got smoked on that trade. I bought them at 25, I bought them at 20, I bought them at 18, I bought them at 14, I bought them at 10, and then I loaded the boat at 4 cents thinking, all right, if I could just get this rollover and they go back to 30, I'll clean up. And obviously they expired worthless, which was kind of baffling to me. And again, once again, I put a lot of thought into that trade. I rationalized it. Market probably stays strong. UVXY will probably tank into the close. Really thought about it hard and long, and it really made so much sense. Did it work? Nope. You know what trade worked? Oh, AXP's gap down. Oh, it's breaking the opening range. Buy the $99 puts and buy the stock when it broke 98.58. Buy the $99 calls. Buy that. Bang, bang, bang. Next thing you know, you make enough money so you can blow some on some UVXY and some other shitty trades. But I hope you have a great weekend. I hope everything's going well for you to start the season, start the year off. And if you are doing any sports gambling, you do realize that there's no chance Kansas City's winning this game, right? I mean, come on. Seriously. I want to believe, all right? But I never bet on what I want to have happen. I bet on what I don't want to have happen. Because if it doesn't happen, then it's a win-win, what I'm trying to say. So I'll bet New England because I don't want New England to win. So if I lose $150 on New England, it'll be the greatest $150 I'll ever lose. But if they do win and I got to look at them watching them going into the Super Bowl again, at least I won $150 to ease the pain of the monotony of the NFL and how awful it is. But man, wouldn't it be great? Kansas City versus LA Rams in the Super Bowl, a little changing of the guard, a little different, something different to look at least. I would love to see that. And in the back of my mind, I see if Kansas City could turn it around and finally win a Super Bowl, maybe 5 or 7, 12, maybe 15 years from now, the Jets will get it right. By the way, if anybody's wondering, if the Jets ever make it to the Super Bowl, I'm gonna have to strap myself down and like be alone for 2 weeks. Because if they make it to the Super Bowl and lose, I'm gonna be distraught for about a month. If they make it to the Super Bowl, I'm gonna be freaking out for 2 weeks up until a week until that game. So I don't even know if I want them to make it. Like I get emotional thinking about it because I've never seen my team win. And I love being a Jets fan for that reason. I almost don't want them to ever win because it would take away the whole concept of being a Jets fan, that we never win, ever. But 92 in a row, yeah, 92 in a row. Look at AXP today and Team. I put Team on the list even though I didn't do the trade because as long as one of our guys does the trade, we put it on the list. And I'm sure we've missed other ones. But when we get a 1-minute multi-day VWAP earnings reversal, these trades are working every single time. Some are only good for 40 or 50 cents on $100. Like JP Morgan the other day, you were good for $1.10, but if you didn't take that $1.10, it gave back some of it at the end of the day. But what's good about the earnings reversals is that once they reverse, they're usually good trades. So look where JP Morgan is now. The reversal was at 101.80. Look at Citibank now. The reversal was at 59.50. That stock's at 63 now. AXP, the reversal was at what, 90? Well, we got the alert at 98.58 and then 99.35. That stock got to 100. Chances are that's going to be good going forward. And then, the list goes on and on. Bed Bath & Beyond was pretty great. Ameren still was an amazing buy when that reversed that day at 12.50. So the reversals set a pivot point, which now that the market is on fire, those pivot points are usually great entries. Now, the problem we have here is that, and I'm not going to bullshit you because I don't know how to lie, really, I didn't hold any of this shit. Because normally, if this was 8 months ago where we were still in the massive market that never went down, at least we've actually had a moment where we've gone down. But the whole premise was if you get a reversal, and let's say you have 1,000 shares of whatever it is, the idea is that if you make, yeah, right. Oh, Lavernius. I wanted to name my daughter Lavernius, but my wife wasn't having it. Tabucky. What was the other guy? There was another great name. Lavernius. Forgot that what the other guy's name was. Was it Tabucky Jones? Lavernius Tabucky Glick? Anyway, so the reason that this market, I'm just, again, I'm never going to be happy trading because there's always something you could have done better or, made more money or whatever, or not done the stupid things. Because I did a lot of stupid shit this week. After, anytime I took a winning trade and I said, all right, well, I won some money on that. Let me try this. Every let me try this trade didn't work. Every single one. Shorting the diamonds, shorting the UDAO, it's amazing, really. The trades that I love all work. The trades that are so-so, none of them worked. So the reason I'm all a little distraught right now is that, Goldman Sachs, the other day it was a reversal at 158.50. And I'm thinking, man, maybe I hang on to some Goldman Sachs here at 158.50. But then I was like, nah, we're not getting back into holding stocks. Nah, screw it, right? Next thing you know, the stock's up 50 points. And the list goes on and on and on and on. See, what we were doing typically with these trades was if there was an intraday reversal, usually that was a pivot point for the trend of the stock. And normally you'd have 3, maybe 6 days of pretty good bullishness or bearishness. But most of the time in the last 7 or 8 years, if you got the reversal, the stock would then follow through and we would hold on to it. I decided for, going into 2019, I didn't want to hold anything. So so far, that's the mistake. That's why I'm not as excited about, it's nice that we crushed UVXY to start the year, but, I left too much on the table now on everything else. And every other trade other than the reversals have not worked. So it's, kind of gave back a big chunk of money today on UVXY. I got a little bit freaking nuts on it, buying hundreds and hundreds of stupid options all over the place. Then I had the highest, whatever. I fucked that trade up. But you know what? I'm playing with some UVXY house money from the last, 3 weeks where it all worked out. But the funny thing is, and the ironic and the tragic part is that last week and the week before that and the week before that and the week before that, where every trade worked, I had 8 contracts, 12 contracts, 4 contracts. Today, I got 300 contracts. Does it work? No. That's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. It really is. I am starting to sound like that guy. So really what it comes down to is a nice slap in the face sometimes is what you need to remind you, hey, you got something that works. Do that and be happy. All right. Anyway, have a great weekend. I just want to get that off my chest. It's amazing. 92 in a row, and I'm trying to find something else to do. I mean, it's dumb. I'm dumb. 5 o'clock, go enjoy your weekend. The website's still free. Come on in. All you got to do is click the button. The links are going to start coming. We're going to start doing links for 30-day trials. And if you are a member, you'll get your username and password sent in the mail shortly. Other than that, right now, we're still in beta. So come and enjoy what we're doing. And it's free. Just go to hitthebid.com and click the login and that's it. You're in. All right. Have a great weekend. And I'll say Saints, Patriots, Super Bowl, not what I want. I can't imagine the Patriots losing. But I hope I'm wrong. Good luck. And if you're a Patriots fan, see ya.